Today's AskReddit post. What made the popular kid at school the unpopular kid? Oh boy, this is gonna be a good one. Let's get started. He pooped his pants. In elementary school, so popularity was already sort of a nebulous concept. But one boy got pantsed at recess and was found to be wearing diapers. Pretty sure he was incontinent. Which has got to be a rough ducking road for a little kid. Especially since he didn't seem to have any other noticeable disabilities. Edit. Oh. Whoa. This blew up. If I remember, I'll add in the whole little saga of this incident when I get off work. At least the stuff I can still remember. Jesus Christ, I bet that destroyed him. In grade 1 we made fun of someone for wearing baby underwear. It's absurd I can still remember it. But it had like sailboats or something on it and we made fun of him about it. IT was grade 1. WTF. I was never really a bully, but for some reason I said it when I saw it. Kids will find anything to make fun of. I got made fun of in 5th grade for wearing plain white long socks as opposed to ankle socks. Not long socks with shorts and sandals or anything. Just long socks with my pants. I got made fun of in 5th grade for wearing plain white long socks as opposed to ankle socks. Nelson. HAHA. There was one kid in my class who was the son of our maths teacher. He was crazy popular because he was able to help everyone out with their homework for that class. Turns out he was actually snooping through his dad's notes to get the answers. The teacher naturally got super suspicious after a while. So he deliberately made a fake answer sheet. Of course, the kid grabbed it and noted it all down. It was full of wrong answers, so blatant that anyone who even slightly paid attention in class would know they were way off base. The kid handed out the answers anyway, and in an instant made about half the class bomb. And his popularity dropped like a rock as they all accused him of deliberately making them fail. They moved him to another class and they never had an incident of cheating again. Is this common in the US? Where I'm from, teachers aren't allowed to teach in their child's class. Edit. OP is probably not from the US, since they wrote maths instead of math. I mean, I went to a private school for a year and my mom became my math teacher. Literally one of the worst experiences of my life. He punched the autistic kid, then proceeded to get jumped by every single guy that saw him in school for the next week until his parents had him switch schools. There's times bullying is acceptable. This is one of those times. Edit. Guys, I meant bullying the bully. Couldn't agree more. The school gave up on punishing the kids beating him up because there were just too damn many kids. It was over half the population of kids at the school that would insult or punch, slap, etc. whenever they saw him. I never participated, but that's cause he bullied me and could easily wipe the floor with my corpse if I tried to do anything to him. I mean, when the other kids were ganging up on him, you could have slipped in a pinch or ear pull. If he really gets a good chance, he could even tickle his dewlap. He was arrested his junior year for raping his 8-year-old sister. Good reason to hate him. We grew up. He didn't. Also kind of a dick. Stifler. Man. Stifler in the last film has some very grown up moments. Plus he got his revenge finally. He was caught selling cigarettes and weed. He reportedly assaulted the favorite teacher of everyone at my school. Everyone loved that teacher because she was so nice, and from then on hated the popular kid. There was a guy at my school who sold cigarettes to the new kids. One of my friends reported him after he was offered one and got that kid expelled, but then became a drug addict himself. Insert ironic meme here. He became the very thing he swore to destroy. I was relatively popular. I was in JV basketball, marching band, mathletes, and track, and pretty much made friends with everyone until my best friend at the time claimed I pushed her down the stairs and caused her to have surgery on both legs. Thing is, I was at my grandmother's funeral in another state the entire week she claimed it happened. While the teachers kept us apart and understood my side, none of the others really believed me, except the anime club. They believed me. Go weebs. Only the anime club believes in top 10 anime betrayals in real life. They have the power of God and anime on their side. Action-packed intro sequence intensifies. He accidentally stabbed and blinded, in one eye, the nicest kid in the school by throwing a stick at him. The kid that was blinded grew up to be super successful and is now married with a baby on the way though. So the price of success is an eye. I could do that. Thinking face. Hold your horses, Odin. Yeah, Odin, get a hold o' sleeping would ya? He intercourseally assaulted one of the most liked girls in the school, and after legal action took place, and he came back to school, nobody spoke to him. Nobody acknowledged him. He played soccer, and so the school let him stay, for some ducking reason. If they wouldn't give him justice, we all decided to, ourselves. When she made fun of me in front of everyone, for wearing a yellow shirt to school. It was just a plain yellow shirt and she somehow found a way to mock the color. It was so unnecessary, and made her look like someone who was just rude for no reason. Everyone quickly realized that she thought people were automatically on her side cause she was somewhat rich, and she just became a joke after that. Maybe she had some childhood trauma involving lemons. Maybe her mother used to steal lemons. Fucking lemon stealing whores. He didn't get a Sega Dreamcast but I did, so I became the popular kid, until a PlayStation 2 kid rolled up, or the Xbox guy with Halo, Gamma Cube guy with Melee and Double Dash. Yeah, well, my PC could play Crisis. When he was caught taking upskirt photos of girls in school and sending them to his friends, his popularity went from hero to zero in a split second. Yikes, that's intercordial harassment and felony, right? He wore a t-shirt that said if you go to Brown University, you're chump. Unfortunately, many people in the school had plans to go to Brown University, and they shunned him. My uncle graduated from Brown and he is quite the chump. Edit. Wow. Thanks guys. That was my first comment to hit 1k upvotes. And of course it's of me dissing my uncle. Dude that our school called it. Started straight up lying to teachers to get people in trouble. Don't know how he thought that was gonna work out. Edit. Spelling. My next door neighbor did this. Started telling people I was dealing drugs. To the point teachers heard and I got searched. Problem was, I had more friends. And I admitted to smoking weed. Said to the principal, believe me, if I had the hookups I'd be smoking a lot more than just buying by the gram. So in the end everyone just thought she was a piece of poop. I was just a harmless stoner straight A student, while she's running around trying to get me arrested or something. It was quite the situation. I think she actually ended up suspended for a while, and now she's a total train wreck of other kinds. That whole family was just miserable people angry at the world. Having a set of keys given to him by the school. WTF. I know, because he was one of the really popular kids. Then using those keys to break into the school and steal $30 cord of woodworking metalworking tools. To be fair, the school got what was coming by giving keys to a student. Exactly. This happened maybe 16 years ago. I still don't understand their logic. And in Australian school too, at my Australian school, if one kid got the keys, there would be hundreds of copies and not even a ducking wall left of the place. I went to an all-girls school and there was an all-boys school about 5 minutes walk away. When I was in my final year, the school vice captain of the boys' school was dating one of our grade leaders. Both being 17 and not very smart, she eventually got pregnant. She dropped out, and pretty much everyone who knew him at our school hated him. Prior to that, he was very well liked. I thought it was a bit ridiculous, honestly. Pretty sure it takes two to tango. I mean, she didn't get pregnant on her own. Tell that to Mary. Mary didn't get pregnant on her own either. You are totally right. Damn, it really does take two to tango. He shared his dick pic. It was reportedly really small. He got teased so much he had to move away. Fucking hell. I swear I've seen you before. That's B3 cause you have. Is there some connection with your username and DJ Starscream? Or am I going mad? No, it's a Transformers thing. His girlfriend dumped him and moved away to a private school, so he started sending videos of him jacking off to the other popular girls in school. Why did he think that was a good idea? I think the logic there is that he would love to receive unsolicited pictures or videos. So why wouldn't they? Deleted. He apparently ducked his dog. Even if it didn't happen, this pretty much ducked his social standing. A girl I went to school with did that. She was extremely vocal about it too. She got pregnant and the school-wide joke was she was expecting puppies. Wait, what? She was and still is hyper into Coercion. I'm not sure what the hell is going on with her mental health wise, but it's not okay. People stopped sitting with her at lunch when she wouldn't stop taking about her intercordial goals that included a horse. And thus, the centaur was made into existence, forever to tyrannize the non-furries of the world. This guy at my table would play the "no one likes me, I'm the center of attention now" card. As in, he would fake sadness for attention, redirecting conversation and drawing the energy from a room. Like the kid who won't be friends with you anymore because you wore the same color shirt. He was quite wealthy too and would rub it in your face. I'm really curious as to how autocorrect gave you more instead of raw. There was a really pretty girl that was quite popular in my high school. She was a bit snobby to people and sorta rude. I recall one time she threw a textbook at my groin because I was leaning back in my desk and thought it was funny. I guess it kinda was thinking back. She also liked to make fun of the fact that I was Mexican on more than one occasion. Anyways, she gained significant weight our senior year in high school. And I guess a lot of the popular kids decided to disown her for it. I never actually heard anything. But I recall her sitting all alone at lunch one day. Not my best moment. But I walked by her, pointed, and plainly said, "You earned this." Puts on sunglasses as you walk away. The girl disintegrates into thin air. More like fat air. There was an Asian girl who was well liked by everyone. Smart. Happy to help anyone struggling in class and was generally a nice person, but her uncle scammed a lot people in her community, including parents of kids that went to our school. She went from being well liked to being bullied. Still, she dropped out of school. Fuck that uncle. Terrence and Philip would like to know your location. Everyone else graduated. I don't get this. My senior year, I was able to teach a couple freshman classes and about 50% of the freshmen failed. I went to a smart school too. The kids were too cool to follow the rules, so they ended up failing. Very sad stuff. I realized from an early age that it was likely better to be uncool at school and focus on doing well. Turns out I was right. I now have a very well-paying job. Lovely family. Couldn't be happier. Guy wasn't necessarily the popular kid, but it wasn't a big school, so everyone knew everyone. I think between 9th and 10th grade he was found alone in his car behind the local arcade beating off. He was called Thumper from that day forward. No idea what happened after graduation, but he has to have some bad memories of those years. What age is someone at 9th, 10th grade? 15, 16 typically. Man, do American teens actually get cars at 16 like in the movies? Sometimes. Other times they borrow the family car, and sometimes they don't have a car to drive at all until they've saved up enough to buy one. His parents gave him money and bought him all this new expensive stuff, and he rubbed it in everyone's faces and everyone kind of got sick of him. We had a kid in our school who acted rich like a lot. New phone, expensive clothes, expensive accessories, watches, rings, necklace, etc. So he invited select few people, myself included, to his house for a small party. The thing is, when we got there, it was a small apartment in a rundown complex. We learned that his parents worked double jobs with extra shifts to pay for all his stuff. My heart broke a lot that day from the way he acted towards his parents and so ungrateful. When being fast wasn't good enough anymore, so he hooked up with a girl? No, he's saying Sonic the Hedgehog enrolled at his school, thus making him the second fastest. And nobody likes second best. Best reply ever. The pastiest white girl at my school was recorded saying the N-word. Everybody at my school says the N-word. Even my Korean pay teacher. Comment of the day. What happens if I'm homeschooled? The popular kid of your house, IDK. A girl came out and said the popular kid raped her while she was unconscious after a night of heavy drinking. They were close friends, and after that all their friends and a lot of other people stopped talking to him. Police and the school got involved and everything was weird for a while. Edit. Changed had intercourse to raped. That's not intercourse. That's rape. Completely this. Rape is a word that's avoided for no other reason that it makes people uncomfortable to say. But it's exactly that. Rape. Don't try to sugarcoat it. A girl in my school fingered herself with Kit Kat in the dining hall and then ate it. WTF. I go to a very sucky school. I see what you did there. Finger guns. Apparently he ducked his cat, and that's how Rocky got the nickname Sparkles for the rest of his junior and senior year. I didn't duck my cat. I didn't come on my cat. I didn't put my dick anywhere near my cat. I've never done anything weird with my cats. I promised myself I wasn't going to make apology videos after last year's thing, so I am just trying to be as short and honest with this as possible. 1. Shane. Nice to see you here. How's life nowadays with all the controversies and stuff? She got pregnant at 17 and the father could have been one of two guys, both of whom were boyfriends of her close friends and neither of whom wanted anything more to do with her. My school actually had really good intercourse education and we knew about contraception from the age of about 11. Plus this was the UK where contraception is free and easy to get, so she couldn't blame ignorance or lack of resources. She tried for the Woe Is Me Act and nobody wanted to be around her anymore. Edit. Since a lot of people are talking about double standards, I'll add that both potential fathers were also ostracized after that. They'd cheated on their girlfriends, both of whom were well liked, and had been stupid enough to not even use contraception when they also couldn't plead ignorance or lack of access. As for the girl in question, she wasn't ostracized for having intercourse or even for getting pregnant. Really, the primary reason was that she'd slept with her close friends' boyfriends and, again, not even used protection. Plus when she went around looking for sympathy afterwards rather than just accepting that she'd done something wrong, that made it so much worse. She tried to claim it was all her friends' fault for being bad girlfriends, and if they weren't, their boyfriends wouldn't have been interested in her. Well, the two potential fathers were responsible as much as her. One wasn't. Still pretty irresponsible for having, probably, unprotected intercourse. The kid had cancer, was super cool while he was doing chemo. Cancer went into remission and he became a total douche. I hear chemo can affect a person permanently in many ways. My husband's boss was an absolute tool before and during chemo. Just one of those duck you, get it done type guys. When he returned to work after remission he became the coolest, friendliest guy and a fantastic boss. He's one of the only department directors in this hospital who fought hard for his employees to get paid what they're worth. It was a complete 180 in personality and he even admits there was no revelation or change of heart that happened. It just physically changed his brain and this is who he is now. So we just need to make our bosses do chemo. Hot, poison my boss. Got it? He beat the poop out of me because I wouldn't give him a blowjob in our locker area. Broke my fingers, ribs, fractured my eye socket. I think I lost a tooth as well. Nothing was done because he was a rich kid, so everyone at school ostracized him as their own brand of personal justice. If justice isn't served one way, it'll be served another. I'm so sorry that happened to you. I heard that he died of a heroin overdose not long after we graduated. Nobody gonna miss that piece of poop. Crystal meth. Sounds like a hell of a story. Breaking Bad intro plays. They screamed racist insults and yelled at everyone for doing the tiniest, littlest things that aren't annoying. Middle school was the popular days. Once high school came in, no one gave a crap. Everyone had friends throughout grades and around the school. Yeah, on my high school all the boys get along well, but the girls were fighting all the time, mostly on Twitter. He was the popular guy at school and that made him feel entitled to the most popular girl at school, so he raped her. He teased my best friend for being built like a Mack truck. She picked him up and put him upside down in the garbage can. He lost any coolness he had. Edit. Typo. Power move. He tried to coerce his then girlfriend, both of them were 14 at the time, to have intercourse. When that didn't work and the girl told everyone he played the victim and threatened to kill himself, which of course he didn't. She was popular. Then she found Jesus. Almost instantly unpopular. Then she became immensely popular again when she was diagnosed with non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. High school is a bitch. Why did Jesus make her unpopular, Mayo? Because most kids that age didn't want to be anywhere near a moral framework. At least not in rural Texas. They wanted to have rampant promiscuous intercourse, drink on the weekend, vandalize property, etc. without having to feel guilty about it. A sincere, intrinsically motivated Christian was considered a killjoy to the vices that made up popular adolescent culture in an area where there weren't hardly any easy and enticing constructive outlets for growing and active minds. I mean, I'm happy she found it though, because hopefully faith helped her deal with cancer. Cancer sucks. When everyone found out he was jerking off to science teacher, she, in the class, along with his friends. This was 8th grade. One of the kids at our school lived with his grandma cause his parents died. Dickhead and a group of his mates started harassing the old lady whenever she came to pick him up. Principal was reported this and they ended up getting expelled altogether. Trading a Charizard card for a Rattata. That is unforgivable. Bro, you actually watched the whole video. I'd give you a high five if I was a human. Make sure to click the like button and subscribe for more great content. See you next time.